Running a Fever, episode 435, The Drive for Happiness. Welcome to Running Fever. My name's Michael Davis, and this is a show about fitness, diet, and medicine. My goal is to live a long, healthy, happy, active life right up to the very end. And, it's a show about living long and loving life. That's what it's about. Well, I'm here sitting in a car, and I'm not on my way to the gym. I'm not on my way to a hike or a walk. None of that kind of stuff. I'm in the car because I'm going to be driving for fun today. This is no ordinary car. This is a 2022 Corvette, Chevrolet Corvette. Obviously, this car is very powerful. It grips the road really good. I've already noticed that the brakes are extremely sensitive, even in the lowest setting. And you can, make all the settings you want. It's going to be kind of fun. And this is all part of the happiness part. As you know, I have, in the years that I've been doing this podcast and show, I haven't talked a lot about happiness, even though my goal, as you heard at the beginning of the show, is to live a long, happy, healthy, active life right up to the very end. And so I've talked a lot about the longevity part. I've talked a lot about the healthy part and the active part, but I haven't talked a whole lot about the happy part. And I've tried to change that in the last year. And so I did some things last year. I took you to a demolition derby. I reviewed a book about Japanese happiness philosophy, and I gave you an episode on the 12 habits of happy Christians. And so there's been some happiness coming in here and there, and I thought I would do this to talk about a new activity. This is a new activity that I've also talked about being out in nature and how that helps me psychologically. It makes me happy. So this is a new experience, and it's going to be exhilarating, I think, and it'll be fun, and I think it'll be happiness happening. So I'm going to take you on the trip. I'm going to give you point of view video. I'm going to record my voice, and this is going to be a few hours trip today, and I'll probably do something different tomorrow and the next day. I've got this for 3 days over the weekend, and so I'm going to also put in some information about the chemicals of happiness and why something exhilarating like driving a fast sports car around curvy roads might make you happy, and the reason that works, the chemicals behind it. So I'm going to kind of relate how I feel as I'm going along and what's going on in the trip, and then I will have some scientific information for you. So I hope you enjoy this episode, and let's get going.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that live video. Not really set up for in-car video, so it wasn't perfect, but I wanted to give you a sense of the realism of actually being there. So let's get into the science. Why is it fun to drive a car? Scientifically, I mean. The most appropriate word I can think of for the feeling of driving a fast car on a curvy road is exhilaration. Biologically, this is caused by a cocktail of neurotransmitters and hormones, primarily dopamine, norepinephrine, and adrenaline, which is epinephrine. These chemicals together create a feeling of joy, excitement, and increased alertness. Dopamine drives the reward system and is released in response to novel and exciting stimuli, while adrenaline and norepinephrine prepare the body for action with a surge of energy by increasing heart rate, blood pressure, and blood flow to muscles. This neurochemical flood, triggered by events like risky play or falling in love, stimulates various brain systems to produce the psychological experience of intense, pleasurable excitement. Have you ever been in love? Did you feel happy during that time? Nobody really knows why we are rewarded with good natural drugs during certain behaviors, especially something risky or dangerous. You'd think we'd be rewarded for staying home where it's safe. But there is also the fact that when we are in dangerous situations, we need to feel no pain and be fearless sometimes. Let's talk a little bit about those chemicals in more detail. Dopamine. Known as the feel-good neurotransmitter, dopamine is central to the brain's reward system and is released in response to novel or exciting stimuli, creating feelings of pleasure and exhilaration. Adrenaline, or epinephrine, this combination of hormone and neurotransmitter is a core part of the fight or flight response, leading to an exhilarating surge of energy, increased heart rate, elevated blood pressure, and increased blood flow to the muscles. Norepinephrine. Working alongside adrenaline, norepinephrine also increases arousal, alertness, and excitement, preparing the body for an intense experience. How do these chemicals work together? By triggering the response, novel and exciting situations or activities, such as risky play in children or a new romantic encounter, trigger the release of these neurochemicals by activating the brain and body. The surge of dopamine, adrenaline, and norepinephrine initiates various physiological responses by sensory and emotional experience. These chemicals interact with brain systems to create the intense psychological and emotional experience of exhilaration, characterized by joy, euphoria, and heightened arousal. What about some examples in daily life? Risky play is one. Children engaging in risky play experience a mix of exhilaration and fear, with their bodies responding to the situation. Some examples might be jumping, or balancing on high objects, or swinging or hanging from them. Another might be running uncontrollably at high speed. Exploring alone is another risky behavior children engage in. These activities can trigger exhilaration and fear. Driving fast on curved roads or accelerating on an on-ramp add risk to the situation. Did I tell you that the Corvette can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 3 seconds? That risk brings a feeling of exhilaration bordering on fear. It is the fear that pulls us back. That is, if everything is working correctly. Another example I alluded to before is romantic attraction. The excitement and euphoria felt when falling in love are linked to the release of dopamine and other neurochemicals associated with reward and attraction. Then there is winning and risk-taking. Gaining an advantage in a game or taking a calculated risk can lead to increased energy, confidence, and a feeling of being braced for further activity. I think this is why people like gambling. If I win the lottery, maybe I can afford to buy one of these cars for myself. In an article in Psychology Today, the author calls these hormones and neurotransmitters the neurochemicals of happiness. Our evolutionary biology ensures that everything necessary for our survival makes us feel good, though I don't think it's true that everything that makes us feel good is necessary for survival. The article gives a total of 7 neurochemicals that are linked to happiness: endocannabinoids, dopamine, oxytocin, endorphin, GABA, which we talked about in the menopause series, serotonin, and adrenaline. The only one of these I hadn't heard of is endocannabinoids, which is not marijuana, but acts like it. It is self-produced cannabis. The PT article calls it the bliss molecule. One study argued that this is the substance that produces runner's high. I'm not going to go into everything the article says, but one thing that is very intriguing is that it offers ways to trigger these chemicals in your daily life. I highly recommend you read it, and it will be linked in the blog post at runningafever.com/435. The feeling of driving fast is a complex psychophysical experience driven by an adrenaline rush, increased dopamine, and heightened senses. Physically, your heart races and blood flow increases, while mentally, you experience tunnel vision and accelerated thought processes, leading to feelings of power, excitement, and sometimes fear. The sensation can be amplified by factors like wind, engine noise, and a lowered car position, making it a powerful and potentially addictive experience, similar to other thrilling activities. You have to be careful, though. The thrills you get from driving fast can lead to feelings of overconfidence and invincibility, which can impair decision-making, and it can be stressful as you feel that lack of control. I think I like it. I may not get to do anything like this again, or maybe I will, but it was definitely worth it. And we can see that scientifically driving for fun can bring happiness, if only for a short time. And so remember, if you've got the fever, keep it burning, and if you don't, catch the fever, and I'll see you next time on Running a Fever.